In my position as the office manager, there are a lot of different stressors that I have to deal with on a daily basis. Rolling Big Woody is a serious problem in my office. There are 3 other people besides me in the office, plus the owner of the company. Even though we all have different job titles, no one really knows where their job ends and someone else's begins. Sometimes there will even be 2 of us working on the same thing without either one of us realizing it. Also, it can be really confusing when you don't do something because you think it's part of someone else's job, but then the owner comes to you to ask why it was never really done. That has happened on more than one occasion because we recently just hired a couple of people, and it should fall under, some of the stuff should fall under their job, but no one really knows what their position is. Another stressor in my office is the workload. Because we are only in business for about 7 to 8 months out of the year, there is a lot that needs to be done in that time that normally would be spread out over 12 months. In our business, things like weather and product supply can also affect which jobs get done and when, which can pile up the workload even more during certain times of the year. Another stressor for me, especially this past year, are the outside stressors that began to affect my job. This past year, my wife gave birth to our first child, and there was a lot of complications associated with the pregnancy, delivery, and recovery. In my office, we normally go back to work the first week of April. My son was born April 6th, and it was really difficult for me to try and find a balance between doing my job well and also taking care of my family at home. One way that I ended up coping with this particular stressor was to use problem-focused coping. In order to find a balance between work and home, I had to rely on other people to help me. Asking for help was not easy, but it needed to be done. Family and friends were able to help out my wife at home, and my coworkers were able to help with the things at work that I was unable to do. Taking away some of the causes of my stress I was able to find more of a balance between work and home, and there was not so much stress on me.